Buongiorno everyone, and the decade is nearly over. The new decade is nearly upon us.
Yeah, it's coming.
Very soon. But we got sent this on a Q&A, actually, didn't we? Remember that?
A few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago on the Q&A we said we'd have to make a separate video for this, so that is what we're doing now.
Yeah, right on the new year.
I don't think anyone's going to probably agree on the exact 11. We've seen some others. I've seen the Chronicle did one, the Mag did an awful one.
Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of research with that. There's
a few people have
mixed opinions. It is hard, to be fair. It's harder than
some positions are nailed on, you'd imagine, but some aren't.
Yeah, so, it's up for debate. There's not.
This is ours. Pop yours in the comments below and let me know. I think the goalkeeper is quite the one that's unanimous, to be honest. We've got Tim Krul in there with Dubravka, a very close second.
Yeah, it was definitely between the two. Dubravka's been great since he's been in. How long has he been here now? It's only a year and a bit. 2 years, is it?
Coming up 2 years now.
Coming up 2 years. I don't know. When Tim Krul first came in, he was fantastic. He was like a breath of fresh air. Because I think since Shea Given, we really needed a steady keeper. Tim Krul was that guy for a good year or so, put in a few great performances. The one that stands out as a way to Tottenham.
That's probably the best goalkeeping performance I've ever seen. Not just Newcastle player, honestly in general.
I think he broke a Premier League record that day. It was like most saves. I think it was like 12 or something. Made 12 saves. Like the majority of them, fucking unbelievable saves now. So yeah, it is a tough one. I'd understand if people would want to put Dubravka in, but I don't know. I'd probably go with Krul.
I'd probably go with Krul. You could argue for Dubravka though, because he's had some amazing games too as well.
I think people might forget if they're talking about when they were at Newcastle, what they did at Newcastle. Because if you look at them now, you'd have Dubravka in. Like Krul's doing a decent job at Norwich, but Norwich are in the relegation.
I think maybe once Dubravka leaves, then he can look back. You'd argue more from them once his career comes to an end.
But if you remember his time,
bit of a fan favourite now. He
was, So I Krul.
Right back, we've got in Mathieu Debuchy.
Yeah.
Now we've seen a lot of others seem to have had Daryl Janmaat in there.
Yeah.
And I disagree with that one. I think Janmaat was very good when he first came, but he jumped ship when the going got tough. He obviously left when we got relegated. He was part of that team that showed no character, no spine. That sent me down. He was disinterested a lot of the time. I mean, you could say the same about Debuchy. Debuchy left on the better things, or he went to Arsenal.
Exactly. Janmaat went to Watford.
Exactly, and he's done nothing since.
Yeah. Debuchy ended up, for Arsenal, and he ended up in the French league. He's done alright for himself, but
he's a regular for the France national team.
Yeah, Janmaat, nah. He was
alright. Not enough. He had some great games. He looked at times, but not for me. I didn't get that one. Danny Simpson's another one. That one. He was great. I thought Danny Simpson, Premier League winner now, Championship winner with us.
I was gonna say he was loyal when we went down to the stage.
He was brilliant. He was absolutely class, Danny Simpson, for us.
And his career's obviously kicked on. Leicester being unbelievable. That is a tough one for me. Between them three very good options.
It is, to be fair. It is. The right backs up for debate a bit.
Yeah, we've obviously got three in at the minute. And now when we did this a few weeks ago, the all-time ones, a lot of people voted in DeAndre Edel.
Not saying that.
I won't be having that now. Not ahead of them ones, but if we're forced to choose, I'd probably go Debuchy as well. Yeah.
Fabian Shaw though is one of the players that makes it in the decade team, who's obviously currently in the team now. And for me, I just think it's because he's the best ball-playing centre-back I've ever seen in Newcastle. Yeah, he's just absolutely amazing. We've seen him score some wonder goals. We've seen him with some dazzling dribbling runs. Shaw Ramos gets in there all day for me.
That's another one that I think was maybe a little bit difficult because he has only been here for 18 months. He's only been here a year and a half. Like you say, the time he's been here, he's been great. He's had a lot of people looking after him, like Man City were wanting to sign him and stuff. And a lot of people around the Premier League have been backing him. I think another one I think Jamal Lascelles could have been a good shout as well.
Lascelles,
he's been here for a good few years. Captain.
Amazing the championship, amazing that first season back in Rafa. So you could make a case for Jamal, definitely.
Yeah, but I think in terms of a modern day dynamic centre back, Shaw's great. He's great defensively as well. You talk about him getting forward, spraying his Hollywood balls and 30-yard shots and stuff. Scores a lot of goals. Got one at the weekend again.
Right.
But
it was hard to leave out Sol Campbell, mind, for the next one.
Sol Campbell at
the turn of the decade was up there.
Put in 6 fantastic performances.
But Captain Colaccini has to join Shaw.
Got to be.
Yeah. Colaccini obviously had dips in the middle and towards the end, but overall outstanding player for Newcastle, and
Definitely towards the end and all.
Best song ever as well.
People might get like a little bit of
Shag Me Wife, calling Genie curly hair.
For the last year or something, I think he just really wanted to go back to Argentina, didn't he? I think he didn't get a move. Like, I don't know if it was in the summer or the January or whatever, but like the year before, he wanted to go back to Argentina, didn't get his move. Then I think like after that, he's just like didn't really seem all that interested. But he was a great server. He was another one that got relegated with. And he was a regular in the Argentina team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's one of Argentina's top centre backs. And he's been relegated from the Premier League. Like, he could have went anywhere he wanted, really. He could have went to Argentina then. He could have went back to a team like Valencia. But he's like, nah, I'm going to stay with Newcastle in the Championship and win the league. And a great captain, again, like some like the Lascelles. Great leader. We've got a couple more in there, which we'll get to. But having a player like Colacini in there would be fantastic.
Left back. Was this one... the other ones, he was the renowned in choice, wasn't he? In other ones we've looked at. Who was the Enrique?
Yeah, I would agree.
Oh, he was amazing, Enrique, when he first came in. It was good to see him leave. We got the last laugh though. Remember when we played Liverpool and he ended up going in goal with his keeper gloves on? I think he got sent off. That was good crack, love out like that. But Enrique for us, like, he was a pretty cheap signing, I'm sure, and all, but very early on and all, but he was still there. He was brilliant, Enrique.
He was fantastic. He's another one that left it with.
Grass isn't always greener, is it? I know. Yeah, even if it went to Liverpool, Liverpool would in shit.
I know.
Like 7th and 8th.
Yeah, I think like sometimes when people leave, people like kind of hold a bit of a grudge against them. I think like some people still hold a bit of a grudge against Andy Carroll for leaving for Liverpool.
Well, especially when he first came back this time round, people were like, now he's probably left them over a bit.
I know. But I like it. And Enrique was fantastic forward. Like, you can't really argue, to be honest. He was great forward. Can't really blame him for getting to a team like Liverpool, even though they ended up being a bit shit.
On the right in this 4-4-2 formation, we've got the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Hatem Ben Arfa. On his day, he was Maradona.
He was.
On another day, he was McDonald's. Just didn't know what you were going to get. But fucking when he turned up, goodness me, did he not? Like, he was fucking unbelievable to watch. It's one of them ones where we've got it in a way now with St. Maximin, gets bums off seats, pure entertainment. Just loved watching Ben Arfa play. Absolutely loved it.
Like, it is great having like St. Maximin in now, because we haven't had anyone since Ben Arfa that really did that. Like, a proper dynamic player that's got so much skill, pace, flair. Like, say, to get you off your seat and like be like, fucking hell, what's he gonna do? Like, but I think a bit of a difference is like St. Maximin's end product isn't always great and it's always like questioned, but Ben Arfa scored some worldies.
Oh, he did like
if you look back on his highlight reel, he scored some fucking belters. Just I think that was one in the cup. Like, he just, I don't know if it was like Bolton in the cup or something. Was it Blackburn? Was he just dribbled through everyone, seeming like he was on the ball for 10 minutes? Like, you're already thinking like, you should probably pass it, But like he knew what he was doing. Like,
60-odd yards to run, wasn't it?
Like, you think like people like Sir Maximin and Almiron sometimes, like when they're running, they think like, you don't know what you're doing here. But Ben Arfa did. He had that close control, and you see like little gaps where he can like get through people. I think it was Bolton. He scored from the halfway line, wasn't it? Like, that was a class goal. He scored a wicked goal from the edge of the area. I think that was like a last-minute winner. On his debut, he scored a rocket against Everton.
At Goodison Park.
Yeah, he scored some fucking worldies. On the ball, his distribution, everything. He was fucking unbelievable.
It was a joy to watch in that front three now, and he's playing with Bauer and CC and that. And
I think the downside of him was perhaps like his attitude. I think that's why. I think Pardew like didn't play him. He was on the bench like every week, and it was starting to piss me off. I was like, he's our best player.
Now he's capable of.
Why is he on the bench? He's our best player. He's the one of the most that can do the most damage against oppositions. And he'd be on the bench sometimes like an unused substitute. Week in, week out, I'd be getting fucked off. It's like, honestly, why is he not playing? He's better than everyone in that squad. Fucking get him on the pitch. But there's obviously reasons for it. So I don't think them two got on behind the scenes. He seemed to have a bit of an attitude problem, which is a shame because he could have been fucking Messi. He had the ability.
He could have been a lot.
He had the ability to be a Lionel Messi, but I think his attitude let him.
He was tipped early in his career when he to win the Ballon d'Or in their predictions, and you can see why, because he's the natural ability, absolute genius at times. But I think it is the work ethic. I think it is. Like you see, some people are born with it. He was definitely born with it, and he didn't make the most of it, really, when you think about it.
It's a shame when he looks back on his carear. You'll think like that could have been.
He ended up like Hull, didn't he? For Stevie Bruce, and did now there, and then he was all over the place, and he started like revitalise it a bit.
I ended up back in PSG.
Not of late, then so he's always had it. It's just think whether his head's been there or not. Like days he can't be asked. But on his day,
world beater,
outstanding. Someone that we've interviewed on this channel, Kevin Nolan, captain, that 5-1 moment, the hat-trick against the Mackhams, his overall leadership, dragged the club back up from the Championship, him, Colaccini and Carroll being the spine. Brilliant leader, on and off the pitch, top professional really, grafts his arse off, played for the badge, fell in love with the club, got a bit of stick, he didn't need for sticking up for Mike Ashley.
Oh yeah,
loads of fans turned against him for that, so people might not like him being in there, but for me,
you got to forget about shit like that.
He's going to look at that and think, well, he's not going to badmouth Ashley for the reason. Amiobi doesn't, because now Amiobi's employed by Ashley, so it worked out alright for him. Like if you're going to get back in there, you're not going to say the worst about him. He was a gentleman. We met him when he was a top bloke. And like on top of that, he's a top player and gave me some of the best memories, to be honest with you, when I was peak Newcastle there, when like I say the Sunderland derbies is what you think of best. He had a rocket of a foot in him as well. At times he could score a screamer. Good old fashioned, they'll put yourself about, bully in the middle of the park. You don't get many Kevin Nolans these days. Like I thought he was a great player for whatever he do.
Yeah, like I think you need a player like him in your team. Like maybe it's where you lack someone like him. Like he's probably like bullish. Yeah, like, he didn't take any shit. He would get stuck in, solid effort, but more so he was a great leader. Like I was talking before about Colaccini and Lascelles. Like, if you got them three in your team, there's some fucking leaders there. Aye. And the other people like a Ben Arthur wouldn't be dicking about with people like that in your squad.
Aye, exactly.
Like he'd be sticking a boot up your ass like like Matt Ritchie. Kevin Nolan took no shit, but he was a fantastic player. I don't think he got the credit he deserves, to be fair, because he wasn't like amazing technically, but he just did what he needed to do and did it to the best of his ability, and he was great doing it. So he's probably one of them players that you look like why didn't he get like an England cap? Because he was that good.
He's one of the
but
best,
he went like proper like under the radar. But like when if he's been in your team, like if you're a Newcastle fan, Bolton fan, or whoever else he's played at, you know what you get with Kevin Nolan. Like he's one of them. Like if you don't watch it week in week out, could go under the radar. A bit like a Mark Noble.
Aye.
But
he did go to West Ham after us, didn't he? And he was classed there in Arsenal. Exactly, I thought it was a very astute signing from Bolton when we got him. I thought it was a wise move. Yeah. And very good signing with the club. Played quite a few games. Had a big impact in that time.
Yeah.
Probably one of the favourite players, well not probably, maybe the favourite player that I've seen play for Newcastle in recent times is Johan Cabaye, the dreamboat, the handsome bastard.
He was, wasn't he?
Oh, he was just
that French vibe.
You think of the goals he scored against Man United, both at Old Trafford, and the free kick at home and the 3-0. But just the middle of the park, someone to pick out a ball now. Like we have it with Shelvey at the minute when he turns up with Cabaye. Imagine Cabaye now with the pace of Almiron and St. Maximin just threading balls through, man. Like it goes amiss. Someone that's hard to find. Again, it goes back to him. Grass isn't always greener. He was linked with Arsenal, everyone. Loads of teams didn't end up going. And he ended up where Palace or PSG couldn't get a game, and then Palace. Yeah,
he went to PSG first. Like here's another one I was saying before. Like sometimes when people leave, like they take a bit of stick, but
he got loads of stick when he played with Palace, and Shelby was in his space, and they got beaten in last season.
That's kind of pretty fair. Appreciate that. But he went to PSG. He was just like getting into the France squad.
But you couldn't blame him. That's his dream. He was just spoiling the club on it.
That's how good he was doing. He was getting into the France squad, which are one of the best teams in the world. And he went to PSG, his home city, his home team, his home country, and not just that, the best team in the league. Like playing for them week in, week out would have helped his case in the France squad. So it was a great move on his behalf, and like I'm pretty sure we were doing kind of shit at the time. So like, why
we weren't dipping them? We weren't showing ambition. We weren't saying players.
Like why wouldn't he go? Like it made total sense on his behalf. So I didn't have a problem with him going. It was heartbreaking because he was one of our best players. Like, it's awful seeing your best players leave, but. Can't really judge him on a personal level, but he was fantastic. Like a lot of people might expect to see like John Joe Shelvey in here, who has been good for the club, but lacks that consistency. Whereas like Cabaye and Nolan, like they were always great, weren't they? Cabaye, like he's free kicks, man. He's such a free kick expert. Like anytime we've got a free kick around 25-30 yards out, like we're thinking, oh, we've got a chance here with Cabaye. Like
every time. I mean. Him and Nolan would be perfect in the middle of the park together. Because we mentioned Nolan, bullish, not that technical. Cabaye,
it was
technically gifted to the maximum, like perfect in passing and shooting. Really,
but also got stuck in and out. I remember, I think it was his first. I don't know if it was his first derby.
He was a bit tough for a young little good-looking French guy.
I remember, I don't know if it was his first derby, but I remember playing away to Sunderland. I can't remember the full-time score or whatever it was, but I remember early on he got stuck in and probably should have been sent off. Like, in every derby, he got booked and he was, like, fucking in people's faces and giving them the guy. I was like, get on. So, like, it's class to see that from, like, a foreigner. Because like sometimes like
that's why we struggled a lot because I don't think a lot of them did adopt it or understand the meaning of it. But
like a lot of people like might not understand the derbies, even not even like a foreigner, but even like a southerner, like whoever's not a Geordie. Like sometimes you might not really be asked about a derby, like who's Sunderland to me. I don't give a fuck about Sunderland.
No.
But I like it's nice to see players like get amongst it and get involved. They say like I think it was like first 10-15 minutes of Goodbye's first derby. Probably should have been sent off. You got stuck in a little bit too much, like, but you fucking love to see that. It's fucking meant. I definitely got a spot for me. You mentioned Chuck Tiote. He could be a shout to go in there as well.
He could be, because we always think of the 4-4, but we always think of, especially when he first signed. You mentioned people put themselves about, fucking hell, and people that should have been sent off.
I know.
Fucking hell. Like, he did both of that all the time.
That's why I wouldn't put him in, because he was a bit of a liability at times. Like he just got a yellow card like every game. Like if you were going to put like a bet on that, like he's going to get a yellow card. That's a pretty much a safe bet. Like
he was frustrated towards the end of his time here, and when he wasn't as good as we knew he could be. He didn't seem to be putting in as much effort as he used to be. But when he first came in, some games he was unbelievable. Like
exactly what you needed, like behind, like just in front of the defence, like behind the midfield.
Motivating up.
He was good at that on his day, but them days didn't really come too much. I think he peaked in the Arsenal 4-4. I think everyone like had like a lot of expectations from him off there and now. Like, I remember like every time he got the ball from like 30 yards out, like the crowd was like, shoot! It's like, he scored one goal.
That was a one-off. Well, he had that one against Man City, which fucking wrongly disallowed there. Should have had VAR back then, that would have made me narry.
If that stood, that would have been one of the best St James's goals I've probably ever seen. It was fucking incredible, that, which shouldn't have even been offside. That was if VAR was in now, that would have been a goal all day long and not even the second question. But he misses out for me. Right,
rest in peace, Check the audio. You're close, but yeah, Nolan Cabai offer a bit more and a bit more consistency, but still a great servant of the club was Check the audio. Another one who gets in on the left wing, who was definitely a great servant over many years, was Jonas Gutierrez.
Spider-Man.
Who obviously had the fairy tale story of when he scored against West Ham United, kept winning the division, saved the best coach in the Premier League. Not his job, but relegation on his CV. But Gutierrez, he fell in love with the club fell in love with him, the Spider-Man, the whole coming back from cancer thing, the shocking treatment that was from the club towards him. But
he still loves it now. You see him on Twitter now. He fucking loves the club,
doesn't he?
Even though we did like take the piss a little bit. Like
the board massively took the piss.
But he was another one like I was saying about Colaccini. He was a regular in the Argentina team. I remember, I don't know if it was the 2010 World Cup or maybe the one before it now, but it was when Maradona was manager, and like he says, like one of the first names on my team sheet is Jonas Gutierrez. It's like, you don't realise you've got like Messi and Aguero now. like, have you looked at the rest of that squad? Like, but that's how much people loved him. I remember that competition he played at right back when he
played all over. He played at CDM, he played at right back, he played at left back, he played at left wing, he played on right wing.
He played like full back a few times for us like later on, but at that time he never played at full back for us. He was a winger. And I Maradona was like, he's best right back in the world. Doesn't a right back. It's like first name on the team sheet ahead of Messi, and that's like
Maradona's at least tits.
I was gonna say it makes sense of Maradona. But
I'll tell you what, he was number one at winning free kicks. Like get in that area, cross the bar, you just wait for the foul, free kick. Goodbye, step up, whip that in.
He was another one whose end product wasn't great. Like I say, like maybe it was like
he was. You can't lie. He was frustrating at times to watch.
Oh, massively.
Where you'd think, cross the fucking bar, have a fucking shot. People forget about the goal he scored against Wolves and Arlo at Molyneux. He scored a fucking worldie at Wolves. Cut in past a few people, smashes it in, 1-0 win, lovely stuff. So that's why it was very frustrating. I'll be like, we've seen you do that last week. Why can't you fucking do it this
week? We know like he's got it in his locker. It's like fucking Obertan. We knew what he could have in his locker, but he was one of the
we're playing Leicester on New Year's Day, and I was looking at the results, and one of the last times we won was in 2014 when Obertan scored, and it was 1-0. Same thing, Obertan would score once in the blue moon.
Like they say with Gutierrez, he was amazing on the ball. Like he knew how to dribble, he could get forward, but when he got into the final third, he didn't really know what to do. He waited until someone came in. He was a diving cunt now. Like if VAR was around these days, like he would get stung a tiny bit. Like he knew how to win a foul, though. You just get forward and win with a free kick in a great position. Like, but because of that, I would have liked to have had someone else in that position. I don't know if Gutierrez would really be in my team of the decade, but
the thing is,
had a look around.
There's
you like
Marbo, have you?
I fucking love Sylvain Marbo.
We do hope we see Maximin can kick on when he can get hide in there.
Exactly, yeah. Like you can look around the team now.
But
Like
it's a decade thing, so he hasn't
like,
much longer.
yeah, like, I was gonna say like so Maximin, he's only been here for 6 months.
So if he changed formation, then he could maybe fit a different Lascelles in our TOA in some shape or form. But
like Almiron's only been here a year, probably wouldn't have him in there. So we've tried to have a look around, and I think Gutierrez is the best we've got.
Have you had 3 up front, But going into up front now, I think these 2 are very easy. This was the easiest one, the quickest one for me. Like
definitely.
We're whacking both in there at the same time. We've got Demba, Bar, and Papi Cissé.
Yeah. But the best thing about them is they actually work together, so we knew what they could do.
Like with
things like this, like
Streets, don't forget.
I was gonna say like with like Nolan and Kabali, like I don't think they actually work together, did they?
No.
So you say like one's bullish, one's fancy, so they could work together. But they actually did work together, and they were fucking incredible.
They were.
Like the goals they scored between them were unbelievable. None more so than Papi Cissé's first 12 games.
Goodness me, freak of nature.
Nah. We thought, who the fuck's this we've signed? Actually thought we'd replace Shearer. I thought like the goals he scored,
them goals, they just weren't normal goals, man. They were just like, if we didn't know it was real, that's like something you see on a film. You see on a goal, be like, that's ridiculous, that's not going to go in.
Like them 2 goals he scored against Chelsea, obviously the second one I think is the greatest goal he scored, but I think people forget that game he scored a rocket in the first half an hour. He scored like, I think it was a volley off the edge of the box. Unbelievable goal that. You thought, can I score a better goal than that? Yeah, just watch.
Oh my beer.
But then first 12 games, what did he have, like 14 goals in 12 games or something?
He was fucking mint. And then he was offside for the rest of these time. Yeah, I think fuck me, he loved the offside. Him like Jesus Christ. But he was still a class team. He scored some big goals. Remember the one against Anzi in the Europa League, the same through the quarter. He scored the header in extra time. Scenes around St James's Park. He did score some. I did score some big goals, but you'll never forget his first season. Yeah, he was absolutely out of this world.
It is a shame.
Anything he touched, it went in.
Yeah, it is a shame. Like it did peter off a little bit. I say like them goals in such a quick succession. Never really heard of him before. It's another number 9. We dabbled around a bit. I think we had Obafemi Martins, we had Andy Carroll, maybe someone else I can't remember before then, but
Abaluke.
But we thought like we finally found a number 9 that knows how to score goals like since Shearer left, and
he was just so instinctive, wasn't he? Like it was unreal.
Like you did think like some of them goals you thought like that's world class finishing.
It is.
Like, we've finally found a world class finisher.
Then he'd miss one-on-ones.
Then after them first 12 games or something, let's say he did score the odd few good goals, but he did peter off a little bit, and it's a shame because he peaked. He peaked after 12 games.
Next to him, Demba Ba was the closest thing we've got to Alan Shearer. Demba Ba was the all-round striker. He was big, he was strong, scored with his head, with his right foot, with his left foot. Absolutely everything. He was a unit, he was a nightmare for defenders. His goal scoring record was brilliant once we got past Ramadan. He didn't do now for the first couple months, did he? And then he scored a brace or a hat-trick against Blackburn, I think it was, at home. And then from then he just kicked on, and then like we're saying, Ben Arthur, Cissé and Ball were just unplayable, man. Them were a delight to watch in the season. We finished 5th, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was.
The orange kit, the away games against West Brom, where they were just tearing defences apart.
Oh, what a fucking game that was. Bring me some of that. Inject that one.
Demba Ba. 7 million. We took the gamble. Stoke turned him down, didn't they, for his feeling the medical. We took the risk. Paid off huge West Ham, wasn't it?
Was it from? It was, wasn't it?
And then obviously he went to Chelsea because he had a release clause in his contract up for Arsenal, didn't he? Yeah, that was a shame. And it's just like when Remy left, who was great for Arsenal. To be fair, in his time,
he was. He's another one. Like, why didn't we sign him? I'm sure we had an option, did we?
But both of them went to Chelsea. Both of them were happy to sit on the bench for fucking silly money in the capital, which
makes sense. Understand. They were winning Premier Leagues at the time and all.
But
it made sense.
But incredible.
I remember sitting behind the goal when he scored. I think it was the first one in the 3-0 win against Man United when Kabay scored the free kick. I was sitting like behind the goal then. Like, it was such a fucking finish. I remember thinking like, how did he score that? I seen the ball come over. Then next thing I know, the ball's in the back of the net. I was like, what the fuck did he just do that? And I seen like the highlights when I got home, and I was like, that is such a finish.
It was like looping finish.
Such a natural finish. So good. You got that fucking thing though. He did he was a bit Drogba-esque, wasn't he?
He was.
He's great.
Yeah, unreal. Well, I think that's it there. There's our 4-4-2. We did have a little bit of a bench, but there's some questionable ones on there, like Almiron, I wouldn't go in, like, what that?
Nah, up front as well, there's no questionable. We've seen one, I think it was the Mag one that had Rondon in.
Jesus Christ, Rondon had 10 good games for him.
He was great, and like
as
much as
about November, everyone was whinging why the fuck they were saying him, and then he obviously was class for the rest of the year. He finished off amazingly well with 3 amigos.
Yeah, as much as we wanted to sign him,
year, man.
Like he only had one year, and like I said, he didn't really kick in until November, so he had a good few months. But in them few months, he was unreal, and we should have signed him. It's a disgrace that he's not here right now. Loved Rondon, but as far as the team of the decade goes, I think it'll be a little bit of a piss take if he got in there. Same with Jose Perez. Some people might state a case for him, but
mate, he scored some really important goals.
Like the thing with Perez is that consistency.
Wasn't
like some games he was just
awful to watch.
Beyond
horrible on the
shit.
ball. Uninterested.
And like
spoiled brat.
I remember like how many games like we were doing like player ratings or something, and just thinking like, why is he even on the pitch, man? He just doesn't look like a footballer. He's too weak, too slow. Like he just doesn't have just doesn't have the mentality of the fast pace of the English Premier League.
CC where he's better when he's just like bang, quick reaction, snapshot, boom.
If he takes too long,
he's 1-on-1. He's passing it to the keeper, putting it away.
And I think he just got like a great end to last season, which got him like his £30 million move. Like,
but he does look brilliant at times. Like it's a weird one.
I know. He's just one of the most frustratingly inconsistent players I think Newcastle's ever had.
I don't think Almiron should be in there. Like, he's only just started kicking on.
No, definitely not Almiron. No.
St. Maximin, same. We haven't seen enough of him. He definitely deserves an bench. Lascelles, Yamat, or Simpson, and Dubravka definitely. But when you look back, it's there's not that many great players. Like,
there is some good ones there, but this decade's obviously been the first full Mike Ashley decade, really.
Mike Ashley era.
Like that's what it is. Like if we did this in the 90s or the noughties, it would be a very different story. Like we
would have about 4 benches.
This is possibly like the worst decade that we've had in 3-4 decades
for as long as I've been alive.
Yeah, which is frustrating because there is some great players there. Like not taking anything away from them, but the size in Newcastle, that should be really some better players there for better value, better money in that. Like it is frustrating looking at that. Like say like Gutierrez, like that just wasn't anyone better. And like people could probably argue, probably most of them, like Debussy, Krul, like we could have had so much better players than them, man. But it is what it is, living in Mike Ashley's world.
But that 11 there is very nice on its day. Pop yours in the comments below, your team in the decade. What do you think about us? Subscribe to the Magpie Channel TV and enjoy yourself.